Yeah, I think one of the messages are we're starting to look towards the future, trying to make the best decisions we can for the organization and the team moving forward. It's obviously in order to get draft picks and be able to make trades, you have to trade away good players, and that was the decision that we had to make. We had to evaluate everything from age to their contract status to where we were at in the draft coming up too. So all those decisions kind of weigh into the factor. It was basically a report and sign in that situation. Kevin wanted some stability going into next year, where he didn't want it just to be a few week thing or a thing into the playoffs. And Montreal's standpoint, they wanted the same kind of deal where they had some security with their quarterback situation there. And I don't want to speak for Montreal, but it was a situation where we wanted to also take a look at our younger guys that are here and give those guys an opportunity to play going down the stretch here, so we can evaluate those guys to see what their futures are. When we looked at Jerome, there's been work that's been going on behind the scenes as far as his contract status for the future. Jerome is going to be a free agent after the 3 games were up. At that point, we have to kind of make a decision or project whether we think we're going to get him back. We also have to kind of project what do we want our ratio to look like. When you decide to go with a Canadian tailback and you don't have a Canadian tailback that can back him up, it puts you in some problems as far as your ratio. Jerome's obviously a good player. He's probably one of our best players this year, so it's not an easy decision to do that. But we very much had to keep the future in our thought process when looking at it, and try not to get caught up on where we are currently. I think you always want to get more anytime you make a trade. It's kind of, anyone that's ever done a trade before, you're kind of sitting there wishing that you can get more. But at the end of the day, you got to be very realistic for both sides and understand where you're at. So there's a little back and forth that goes on. It doesn't happen within seconds. It's kind of a long, drawn-out process. Sometimes it comes down right to the trade deadline. But overall, I think we did a good job. We were able to put ourselves in a better position for the draft. We're able to evaluate younger players for the future as well.